And we're live. Well, live. Wait, welcome to Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. I am incredibly excited to play this game. I've been playing it for a while, but it's just, it's just straight up good. So we're going to be doing the main story with Void Shadows and Lex Imperialis, the brand new expansion. We're going to take up the mantle of a rogue trader, scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. We are going to be of the von Valancius bloodline, and we're going to be fighting all kinds of things. Heretics, aliens, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, with Void Shadows, that's going to be one of our party members. New story, new companion. We're going to be fighting a gene-stealer cult, which is going to be fun. We're going to get new members and new locations. And if you play, I'm forgetting the name of the game. That Horde shooter of Warhammer 40k, you're going to recognize this guy. We are going to be doing a lot more stuff. We're going to have like cybernetic eagles or robot dogs, whatever we want, really. Okay, let's do this. We're going to be playing on normal. I've thought about going to daring. I have not beaten the game before, but that was because I was playing it before a specific update, so it was literally impossible to win the final fight. We might do daring. Fuck it, we'll do daring. We're gonna be creating our own character. Wow, look at that beard! That is a powerful beard, so... And I'm drinking a Rockstar, not sponsored by the way. Strawberry peach? It's kind of weird. Huh. We're gonna be a noble. We will keep the hair. Make it darker. She seems like the kind of woman who would have a tattoo or two. We're not gonna get the heretical tattoos, but we are gonna get... that. Make it red. Augmentations. She already has the little thing that denotes that she's another 100 years old. So she's like 130 maybe? 137? And this portrait was taken of her, let's say when she was younger. So maybe she's got a few more bips and bobs going on. Maybe not.
A new challenge for me.
Turn this up.
All hands, prepare for acceleration.
I'll see you destroyed.
I like that. Homeworld, she was born. Why? Now we'll do an Imperial world. She is smart. I have been very tempted to play an arbiter or an arbitrator, but I don't know, I'm doing noble. Our triumph. Illustrious glory. Got less warp lore. I'm fine with this. Okay. We will do an officer and then overseer. Alright, skill points. Like our fellowship. Intelligence up to 50. And we're gonna be a really good duelist. A bit more agility. I'm okay with this. We're gonna go with the Firestorm. That one's not bad. That's not a bad name. We'll go Xandra. If you don't know that much about Warhammer 40k, this is a great game to get started with the lore. It is very much intended that you play a noble, or something like that, but no matter what, at the end of the day, you become a noble de facto, so, you know, pick what you want, do whatever playstyle you want, it will work.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity. believe there are those among us who share that sentiment. But such is our duty, is it not? To overcome base weaknesses and desires, so as to excel in our service to the God Emperor, the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtvir, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valancius, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Dr. Xandra von Valancius. You may call me Your Grace.
My deepest respects to you, Your Grace. A noble of the Imperium. It's been a long time since Providence last brought such eminent guests aboard this vessel. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this voyage ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
You say I'm the one of the Rogue Trader's heirs. There's another?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Why am I here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the Rogue Trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium, but from now on, a different fate awaits you. One chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible.
A strange title for the Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis, at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct.
Can you tell me of the Lord Captain?
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
And you, Master of Whispers, what are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valancius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
And I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out? Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valancius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Alright. By right of blood, Rogue trader Theodora von Valancius desires to personally meet with the person recently brought aboard her flagship. A storm is brewing over the dynasty, so the Lord Captain has something important to share with her heir, if she ever gets the chance. Let's just take a look down here, shall we? Yeah, this is all, like, this isn't background, this is all rendered in engine, which is awesome. Gorgeous game. We're gonna play probably to the end of the intro, and then we're gonna move on. Or rather, then we're gonna stop. Massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood. Fancy. Got a couple of tech priests here. I think technomats count as tech priests, but they're not like as high on the ladder as like an engineer. Copy of the law book. Everybody praying, doing some other weird shit.
One of the von Valancius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
So, one of my favorite aspects of this universe, because artificial intelligence was outlawed, it's actually now called abominable intelligence. All of the robots you see are actually people. Basically, we can't use like circuit boards or anything as brains, so we use human brains. It's pretty gnarly, and like you'll see a couple of servo skulls flying around. Those are also human brains. Chances to hit, not that great.
Nothing I can't do.
Step forward, and then fire. Bro, how are you gonna miss? How are you gonna miss? I have actually saved both of them before. How am I gonna miss? Reload. This is a fight that is impossible to lose, because you know, it's the intro. Then again, I have not played on this difficulty before, so maybe it is losable. I love that it just doesn't bother attacking you unless you reload next to it.
Death to the heretics!
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Oh, sorry, I had to scratch my back. Oh, my lord.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Let's look at some of the people he decided to call in, shall we? Okay, well, those are deck enforcers. Okay, maybe I'm just crazy. I always thought that they were mercenaries. You'll see why. Oh, that's Blackstone. Maybe. That might be Blackstone. It might also be, like, a Necron thing? This is a Scorpion turret gun. Oh, Tarantula. My favorite tank, the Lehman Russ. It's very much a World War I British, like, British war machine. Very cool.
Follow my lead.
Hologram rock. And now, we're at that part from that little intro cinematic. And don't worry, we will look at all of the stuff. But first, the Grand Voigtvir Temple occupies the entire space below the officer's deck and is lit by countless candles and lumens. Lumens are just lights. They're just light bulbs. And you can see that's where we started.
Any challenge for me?
I forget where we're supposed to go to see the big thing. Obviously not here, so let's go back. Master at Arms. Poor guys are getting a chewing out. I love that everything in this ship is just like church architecture, more specifically like Gothic church architecture. I just really like that style, but also it's just kind of weird. A monument dedicated to von Valancius dynasty's acquisition of the warrant of trade, and I didn't get the rest of that. A symbol of the power and special role of the rogue trader in service of the Imperium. So I think this is supposed to be the Emperor. The reason he's all, you know, a skeleton is because the Imperium is kind of obsessed with death. This is like the 41st millennium, grimdark future, all that. But also, the Empire, the Emperor of mankind used to be alive. He used to be a person, and now he is a skeleton on the Golden Throne. Which is kind of like a life support system, but for like psychic energy. It's a very strange universe. Bunch of technomats. Sliding deck enforcers. You know how it is. So cool. I want one of these in my house. Same size. I'm kidding. But like a mini one would be really cool. Yeah, there's that. We just saw a servo skull.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
We're intelligent, so we're gonna survey the room. Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valancius' features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal, indestructible, head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate, which is basically like a PDA. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons. That would be this guy.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer.
The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora. The rogue traitor is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive. This is her. And she's got some implants. No idea how old she is, but old enough. That sounds really weird. Not what I meant. I meant like old enough to be like a general or something. Old enough to get this. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crew sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Alright, so we got a couple of answers here. We can lean on our lore of aliens, or I'm gonna say magic, because that's kind of what the warp is, but that's not all it is. Don't take my word for that. I am not an expert. But there are also... I can lean on my nobility. I can be greedy. Or I can be, like a great weirdo about, like a Bible thumper type person. I can also just be honest and be like, I don't know what to do with this. However, I think I'm gonna be greedy. I am a noble, and can I access my... I cannot access my character sheet. But you know, I did get better trade agreements as, like, as a governor of a planet. So we're gonna go, these reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interests first. No matter what means I would have to use, the riches of Ion 6 would be mine.
Yes. Now I see the blood of the dynasty in your veins. Greed disguised as pride and vanity. What say you to that, Edelthrud? There is an answer that is quite different from yours, isn't it?
Perhaps I have not yet acquainted myself with all the intricacies of serving on the frontier. But my loyalty to the God Emperor forbids even a shadow of such thoughts. Heresy, whatever form it might take, must be exterminated. And there can be no place for base ambitions. I know his tenets well, unlike our new acquaintance.
The guide, the ruler, and the higher power to which humanity offers their prayers for aid and deliverance. Most would be driven mad with despair if they only knew the truth. Yeah, like I said, dude is a skeleton on a throne. We are both servants of the God Emperor and of Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in such petty feuds?
Even among his flock, not all are of a piece. I suggest you familiarize yourself with that fact before you are sorely...
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officers' deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
Damn, Mommy's mad.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
He bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing me another look. He does not like me. He doesn't believe that I am at all pious. And, like, I am, but I'm going to use that piety to get what I want.
So, why are you here?
There are questions I wish to have answered.
You are direct. I approve. But you will have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Does this mean there are other heirs? You said one of.
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Ethelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voigtvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Do I understand you? The Master of Whispers is related to you?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigtvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
Well, if you're satisfied with Ethelthrad, then why the fuck am I here? Why are you wasting your time on me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Ethelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. Your noble descent is a sign that power lives in your very flesh and blood. You would never doubt your words or actions. Never show weakness. Never let an involuntary gesture or a careless word betray your fears or agitation. At least, if your upbringing was as thorough as mine was in my time. Many will grovel at your feet. Governors, commanders, highborn navigators, conceited lords. And you cannot allow them to sense weakness in the one who stands above them. Moreover, even changing your family name will not rid you of the fame you previously garnered. I hope it will also help you bring glory to the von Valancius dynasty, to which you now belong.
I thank you for clarifying, my lady. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
You should know, an incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
Where are we going?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers, and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Emperor, protect me.
Reduced to dust.
Plus 50 ballistic.
Break them
That'd be
around.
nice.
For the glory of the
I serve the
Imperium!
ruinous powers!
I've
Death to
suffered worse.
unbelievers!
Ford, I'd like to move it. Okay. I don't know if it's possible to get knocked out during this fight, and I don't want to test it. I don't even know if I can do this. Oh, I can.
All too easy.
Oh, I'm wounded. Okay. We're gonna want cover. Okay. Can't give anybody that buff. Is that full? That is full cover? Ooh. If I move here, I can shoot with 76%. Or you with 9. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Ah. And we're gonna end our turn.
Chaos guides me! Out of my way!
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Ooh, Abelard's at half health.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. One fewer target.
Stay vigilant! Die! Death to the weak! Chaos guides me!
Man, those are kind of yikes. Those odds, I mean. What if I go here? That's still 30, 30, 30. That also puts me in the line of fire for this guy. But that's fine, these guys should be able to kill him before that happens. Or here. Do that. Turn the corner. Damn. It was worth a shot.
A tactically sound approach. I took care of this one.
Follow my lead! Death to the heretics!
See, I've never actually seen Mort move this way or him get up on these stairs. Mort, for me, has always stuck down here and cleared these guys out with area attacks on the Melta. If I do that. 76. That is a good chance.
Not a problem for me.
There we go.
Don't touch me.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
Just so we all understand what the warp is, it's emotion hell. It reflects people's like faith and emotion and stuff like that, and that's where we get like warp demons from. Orders.
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid, and be quick about it.
So by that logic, right, her sending me to off the Mort, it gives me the understanding that she sees in me a worthy soldier, like, or as like, a worthy officer. Dude, Deltas are so cool. They're kind of like flamethrowers, except they shoot a superheated gas.
Ah, thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Geller field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Who would attempt that?
Lunatics, fools, heretics. This ship houses thousands upon thousands of people. Pernicious thoughts and warp-induced delusions could have tainted any one of them. It is a difficult notion to accept, but such risks are inescapable. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
You'd better not fail me. Lord Captain made it clear that relying on you is fraught with risk.
I see you have quickly earned Lady Theodora's trust, if she is already sharing her closely guarded secrets with you. But that is no longer relevant.
Something hits you hard, with a sharp crackle, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber, and for that, I need her breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
You two-faced scum. You're the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power, the sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Why?
Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my masters sent me for. The Warrant of Trade.
What is it, inbred? Your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, von Valancius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy, you sordid, wretched piece of grok shit?
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench von Valancius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
The blade flashes into the dim light, and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous, your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. The voices in your head giggle as you mock your desperate outcry. Feel this intruding influence, forcing you upon your feet and making you take a step towards the gate's including in the center of the chamber. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front of the panel. As you approach, the torso of it twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is a strange alloy that was used as a material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing streams of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voigtvir wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon, but your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or a protruding debris bar in sight. It looks noticeably different from the ones you are used to. Its skin covering is stitched together with copper thread, and the metal hinges in place of its standard wood. It seems like the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of an ordinary automaton. The Sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe you can close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the Sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. I suppose this is the onset of warp madness they warned me about.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
There is still another way!
Check the warrant chamber. The enormous gates match the importance of the thing they are protect. The massive doors are made of heavy metal and look impregnable. Let it be known that by my will and the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow upon them and their dynasty the great man, to be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares that told, to hold boldly through the reach of faith, to walk steadily the road of thorns.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Communicate, eh? Well, I need to contact somebody, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator's Sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Well, I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The servo skull goes silent. It relays clicking. Second after second passes, and you realize that the servo skull will not answer you.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Trying to figure out what was that what that last line was. Through pain to greatness. That's what it was. Interesting that there are navigator statues in here too. My character's having a bad day.
Run, fools, or fall!
Oh my god. Cut a man in half.
Mistress? Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this?
How did you find me? Are you with that traitor Voigtvir?
Mistress, with all due respect, what nonsense are you saying? Kunrad, a traitor?
Voigtvir openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind this mutiny.
Saint's blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, mistress. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warren Sentinel might have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warren Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
What exactly has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman. Oh, God Emperor preserve me, navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the war. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
I heard one of her Voxcasts.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way, Seneschal.
Come.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Alright, Abelard, you're gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. Well, here.
I serve the ruinous powers!
Ouch.
Death to non-believers!
Okay. User name. Voice of command. We'll try this. Okay, well, there was a chance, and it just didn't work out that way. That's fine.
Indeed.
I bring ruin.
You've got a gun, don't you? Ouch.
Nothing of value has been lost.
Get him. Bruh.
Reduced to dust!
And we leveled up. We're gonna go for... We're gonna go for commerce. We're going for Medicaid. Nah, actually no, he will not be one of my medics. Give you carouse. Is that everything? That is everything.
I hear it here on the threshold of the blinded guide. Doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. Their voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abala, how they sing.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide itself from the seer standing before you. A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you are von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelstrad's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the engineerium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Engineer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
We must see if the Navigator as well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
I love her voice actor. You can tell she had a lot of fun with the role. We're also going to change this up. That works. Alright, bro. You're going here. I want to be able to, like, charge in. I don't know who's going first. The Psyker and that sharpshooter. Okay. I'm getting in cover. He's getting in cover. Let's do this. Oh, Idira goes first. Alright, bet. Forewarning on Xandra. That. Okay, now which one has a higher cost? Okay, we're doing a screech. Damn it.
Let's get
I was
to
really
it.
hoping that would kill him.
Chaos guides me.
Ouchie. Can't hit him. Don't have very good movement there. Do this though. Can't kill him. Me. This is... There.
You didn't stand a chance.
I'm not so sure.
It does have this. It might work. Of course it doesn't.
Out of my way!
That's not fair that they can hit me every time. Move here. Stab you. I gotta get up close to this guy. Next turn I'll be able to.
Suits my purposes.
Can't see him, so we gotta be here. Scream into his brain. Please kill him. Thank you. The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink, parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the two dark, gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the two ordinary eyes as well as the third one that sits in the center of its forehead.
I believe Master Vespider still lives. Well, the servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
Akira, what's wrong with him?
Wounded. Exhausted. Fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one.
Your time is short.
The navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eyes. A dark drop rolls underneath the closed lid of the third eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. The voice is coming from the Vox grill at the base of his bizarre hair. It is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. You alright?
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Suddenly, the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward, then falls back into the seat, then thrusts forward again as its bones crack. Its skin tears open. However, the fusion between body and chair appears to be stronger than the wild impetus. The mutant remains seated, but leans as far forward as he can, his layered raiment slowly turning crimson. The gill slits burst open, and forming two hideous, screaming, mouth-like pits.
Ah! It came from beyond! His butt.
Oop. Idira's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption.
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me.
The navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and cackling, but then his fit stops abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze from under his third eye has turned from a trickle into a stream mixed with the blood coming out of his nose. And there is purplish swelling around the eye.
Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
The navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now?
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Vespaidas, good luck. And thank you.
The navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from underneath the closed eyelids, and the Vox at the base of the chair is bellowing out static interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter. Fallen piece of debris that would have almost proved fatal to you without Idira's prediction. You would have remained in this corridor forever. Don't worry, guys. We are almost over, or through the intro. We got a couple more fights, a couple more cutscenes, and then we're good. We're gonna get to that final intro cutscene, and then we're done. You won't have to listen to me babble on for much longer. It's time for my wife. Well, one of them anyway.
The ship's as good as ours! It's all over for you!
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot these...
I shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment, it seems like she is not going to stop, and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees. Starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
Xandra von Valancius, the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. Ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
Do not even think to insinuate that I am one of the traitors. I will not let such an affront slide.
That answer does you credit. Only the truly righteous would be so provoked by the accusation of heresy. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
What is a warrior of the Adeptus Araritas doing on a rogue traitor ship? Your orders serve the ecclesiarchy, do you not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation, under more appropriate circumstances.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
What's happening on the officer's deck?
Massacre, my lady. And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about seeing their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lady, be on your guard.
We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
We're gonna go ahead and loot the area. I'm gonna do this. We are also going to do this. I don't think we'll use it. Actually, no. No, we will not. We will do that. We will give you one. We'll give you an axe. Is that everything? Yeah, that's everything. Alright, we're ready. We're gonna pause and set up properly. We're gonna go loot you. Select all. You. Select all. Okay, we're gonna pause again. Idira, you are gonna go here. Argenta, you are gonna go down here. Damn, okay, that's fine. Put there. Stand over here. Have it over here. And we're good. I need him to kind of be a tank for me. Alright, sick. Argenta's going first. We're gonna do this. Hell yes, we're gonna run a gun. Run her up. And kill... Damn, okay. Maybe not there, maybe here?
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
That sucks.
I'll do it.
Okay, Argenta. Or Argenta. I'm so eepy. Alright, we're gonna do lightning. Killing one. We're gonna give Abelard Foresight. And we're gonna do this. And no. My turn. We are gonna run up. Actually, no, we're not. We are going to...
Nothing of value has been lost.
Alright, they get reinforcements. That's fine. There's only 4 of them. do this. You serve me. Gonna do that. We're gonna end the turn.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Death to the weak!
Alright, I've taken a hit. That's okay. We're actually perfect time to do that. We're gonna do this. And I missed both shots. That is unfortunate. And I can't move. Okay.
Chaos guides me!
Oh, it's gonna suck. No, it's not. Alright, that's fine. Because I'm gonna run here. Maybe here? If I can make it work? Nah, that's not a very good firing solution. Give it here. Do this. That's not too bad. Can't reload. You have to die. Scan him. Try to whack this guy. Bailiff? Whack his people. Try that. There we go.
I serve the ruinous powers! Ah!
No, you don't. You don't whack me, I whack you. That's how this works. She can handle him. I wanted to try to get, like, a sprinting strike. That is difficult. We could just do it like this.
My place is at the fore.
This will guarantee his death. Now I don't have to worry. So I'll
Death to non-believers!
Ouch. Oh, Argento, I'm so sorry. Thank God you have an axe. You're gonna sweep. That. Here. Do it again. I want him to bleed. There's another one. We are starting to lag a little bit. Your turn. And I missed. That is fine. Help her out, Edward. There we go. Ain't got nothing else.
Doubt is for the weak.
Reload. downrange. There we go. We're gonna collect everything we can. I'll take one sword out to give to somebody. We're just gonna leave everything else. I am not going to equip anybody with those gloves yet. There is no real reason. All of the tech checks on this, like in this level, are not very difficult. And the one character that would really benefit from it is not here yet.
Done.
Alright, we have a shotgun. That's gonna be given to our boy. There you go. Somebody needs a sword. You need a sword. Just so that you're not completely useless. Yeah, there we go. I guess I did, and I'm not remembering. That's fine. Is there anything over here I can loot? I know there's stuff up here, maybe. Yeah, here we go. A lot of this stuff is just stuff for trade later on. Okay. We're gonna blow the door. And we all level up. So let's go ahead and do that. Bring it down, very good ability. Endure, also very good. Expose weakness, I've done some cool stuff with that in previous playthroughs, but it's very difficult to get to work right. Revel and Slaughter, amazing. Let's do this. And I'm not going to immediately go here. I'm gonna run down here. Ooh, come on. You can do it. We're gonna loot that. Hello? Thank you. Open this. See if somebody was dragged in here. We'll get that. We'll get that helmet. We're gonna give it to our boy. And that is everything I can do down here right now. There should be
Victory awaits!
here. Yeah, there we go. A multi-key. That's actually pretty good. This ain't her. This ain't real. This ain't shit. Nuh-uh. The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of flame. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noises and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps. And then you see a figure walk out of the fire towards you. It is Xandra von Valancius.
Are you lost, my heir?
Xandra, with quotations. Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so for somebody whose body is engulfed in inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword, the other is raised in an inviting gesture.
An apparition. A sorceress. Apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
This is impossible.
I doubt you are aware of the limits of what is possible. For your worldview is but an iota of what a rogue trader knows and sees. But I can tell that you would like me to share that knowledge with you. That power over reality. I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide.
Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer. And that answer can be nothing other than acceptance.
Do not listen to this abomination. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people! The survivors from the middle decks! We must help the crew! Lead them out! Find a way around!
Over the roaring flames, you hear distant sounds, frightened voices, screams, muffled and distorted, as if there were a body of water between you and them.
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Elo. What are we waiting for?
The Emperor will guide the righteous on their path. Thousands of needles pierce your consciousness but are powerless to stop you. You take a step forward, and the illusion breaks. A wave of excruciating pain crashes over you, and Theodora's voice fades into the firestorm. You hear the voices of your companions calling you from behind, and the screams of the weak dying in the inescapable blades. The blinding inferno, the harrowing pyre, the all-consuming storm releases you as you step out, barely able to stay on your feet. The blood is pounding in your ears, drowning out the world from around you. Your eyes, caked in soot and burnt eyelashes, refuse to open. Free from the flames, you take 2 more steps before collapsing to your knees. The rush of blood in your temples and the horrible pain all over your scorched body cloud your mind, but suddenly retreating as if driven away by some mighty will. A new strength spreads through your veins, and despite your wounds, your body is once more ready for the trials and struggle. You open your eyes and see, aglow with warm light before you, the Aquila, the sacred symbol of the Imperium. In the next moment, you are struck with another realization. The repulsive presence, the one that has plagued your mind since Voigtvir wounded you, is gone. The fire seems to have burned the entity away without a trace.
Mistress? Can you hear me?
A familiar voice. Oh.
You're alive. Which is more than I was expecting after what you just did.
A familiar voice cuts through the din and the pounding. Seneschal Abelard Versarian is leaning over you, peering into your face with a willful fury. He notices your gaze and breathes a sigh of relief.
Praise the Emperor! We passed through the flames! How can this be anything but a portent? For so it is said that the Emperor will bless the worthiest and most steadfast in their faith.
Behind Argenta, you see Idira Thalas, doubled over in a fit of nausea. The rest of the people who were following you have withered away in the fire that continues to rage mere 2 steps away from you. The Emperor protects Seneschal.
Indeed he does. If I hadn't seen it myself, I never would have believed.
What happened to Lady Theodora? Did she follow us?
There was no Theodora, witch. There was an illusion, a temptation, a foul taint that tried to lead us astray. but she perceived its true nature.
Is that right, Adepta Sanctimonious? What, we'll just pretend like we didn't see the Lord's Captain standing there in the fire? Abala, you tell her.
Whatever it was, it matters no longer. Your conduct is bordering on madness, or holiness. A path opened behind you, where one moment there was fire, the next only smoldering embers remained. But what am I saying? My eyes must have deceived me. Too much smoke for my lungs. Truly, would you have received wounds like these if there had been no fire?
The wounds are merely a sign of a trial laudably passed. It is something to be proud of, the same as decorations or badges of honor.
Rise and stand tall. No element holds power over the righteous. Even if you were anticipating another wave of pain, it does not come. Your muscles feel strong, and your limbs obey you without fail. And yet, deep inside, somewhere next to your heart and stomach, you feel a certain tension akin to that of a taut string. You are at your limit. Be it adrenaline or the strength of your faith, it will not carry you much farther.
Did my eyes deceive me? I could swear that I just witnessed you step out of a pillar of fire with the rest following in your wake.
I loathe being late for an engagement.
Nothing good ever comes of such rashness. Yet it appears that the Emperor favors you. Be that as it may, your wounds are highly worrying.
Edelfrad does not seem to have changed since you first met, but only at first glance. His face has taken on a strange hue, the skin at his temples appears scaled, and his voice now has an uncanny screeching quality. These are not traces of fatigue and stress. The Psyker's body has begun to mutate, a consequence of contact with the warp. My faith will keep me upright with a weapon in my hand. That is all that matters.
Pray, forgive my insistence. I shall not be the one to doubt the faith of she who has passed the trial by fire. I have gathered everyone who answered the Vox call and was able to hold a weapon. Yet I do not see the Lord Captain or her arch-militant in our midst. We are still receiving messages in her voice, but she is not responding to direct requests. I last saw Lady Theodora on the observation platform. When did you and she part ways?
It was at this very elevator, Master Edelthrad. The Lord Captain, accompanied by the Arch-Militant, headed to her chambers to retrieve an item of particular import. After that, all we heard from her were Vox broadcasts.
This is troubling, and the timing is inopportune. I am still receiving fragmentary reports from the breach. Kunrad Voigtvir was spotted there, and even what scant intelligence on his activities I have reminds me of descriptions of sorcerous rituals. If that traitor has resorted to witchcraft, we must stop him at once.
I shall go to Theodore's chambers and find her.
A reasonable approach. Take your escort with you. You may be waylaid. Once you have found the Lord Captain, you must beg her to go to the bridge and lead the counterattack. The rogue trader's appearance is sure to fill the defenders' hearts with hope, however frightened or exhausted they may be. Until next we meet, may the Emperor bless your deeds. I shall see you on the field of battle.
Alright, I now have a fresh injury. What does it do? Okay, we are going to heal.
Back into the fray.
It's kind of wild that only my character has a fresh injury, but you know what? I'm not gonna... We're gonna come up and around really quick. We're gonna go get some items that I saw. There we go. Loot that. And we're gonna go back. We saw her go into here. But we are not quite done yet because there are still some more goodies. Some goods down here. And another door there. Yeah, we get some Lex Mechanics goggles. Those will be good for a character that we will meet in the next episode. He is one of my favorites and has one of the best arcs, in my opinion. Depending on how I play it. Because I think my character is going to be, if we go to the alignment wheel really quick. Okay, we're going to very quickly go to the alignment wheel. And you can see that you can be dogmatic, heretical, or iconoclastic, as well as either a radical or a Puritan. Puritans will follow the doctrines and laws of the Imperium to the letter. Making compromises with Xenos or using the weapons of enemies of humanity is anathema to them. Anybody who suggests otherwise, they consider a heretic and deserve nothing but the severest punishment. I am not going to go Puritan. I'm going to go closer to radical, who are always willing to push the boundaries of what is permissible in the quest for tools and means to achieve their goals. They often use Xenos weaponry and even creations of chaos for their own ends. Many radicals are often punished for their heretical acts and even fall victim to their own dubious methods. Now, in terms of the alignment wheel, I am going to be at least a level 2 dogmat. Right now I'm a follower. Belief in the holiness and infallibility of the laws of the Imperium, adherence to the precepts of the God Emperor and the holy chosen ones, carrying out his will to the ignorant and unruly masters, unfettered hatred of the enemies of mankind, be they traitors, heretics, Xenos, or servants of chaos. I will not be a pure dogmat. That's not what's going to happen. I'm going to be closer to an iconoclast. Belief in the value of human life and freedom, faith in the power of goodwill, and capable of overcoming the horrors and dangers of the universe without the need for artificial prohibitions. They desire to seek out common ground and compromise rather than uncompromising destruction. I am not going to touch heretical. Maybe in the next playthrough, if you guys want to see that, I will do a full rank 5 heretical playthrough, or at least a heretical iconoclast. I think that could be very fun, being like, I'm doing this to protect what humanity is left. Anyway. Now pay attention to the wounds that these two have been inflicted with. Xandra von Valancius' body is sprawled on a large, blood-drenched desk. The Archmilitant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
The Sister of Battle surveys the scene, her gaze lingering on the Archmilitant's body.
No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voigtvir.
And if we recall, he said, Voigtvir, said that he wanted to humiliate Theodora. He would not have done it like this.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Archmilitant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto pistol shot. An extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye, a heap of blood-splattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Inspect the papers. Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter, signed with the initials XC and sealed with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you, and sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter, addressed to Xandra von Valancius, signed it with the seal of one of the holy ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium, that relentlessly hunts heretics, xenophs, and other enemies of humanity. Okay, really quick, kind of out of character, you might hear one of my cats go fucking ballistic. There's a cat outside my door, like a stray one outside my back door, and my cat Jones is very territorial, even though he's never... It doesn't matter. Okay, so you just might hear that in the background, and I apologize. We're going to inspect the shards. It is difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent, as if they had been submerged in promethium. Promethium is just gasoline. You'll notice that a lot of the technology that they use that isn't like overtly brutal, like the servitors and stuff, are stuff that we use, like in real life. Like auto guns are just M16s. Okay. Adira, what does these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces, drawing closer. Lady Theodora, and Conrad, and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure.
Tainted witchcraft.
We're going to examine the influence body. An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety of the artillery weapon was off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than we had best be on
Yes,
there.
the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Alright, so they were killed by auto pistol shots. Just keep that in mind as we play through this. Just, you know, keep that in the back of your mind. Keep a little notes journal or whatever, I don't know. But, it's weird. Because that's not what Voigtvir has in his little portrait. In his portrait, even the weapon that he used when we were fighting alongside him, they weren't auto pistols. The one in his portrait is a needle pistol, and the one that he used to kill the servitor was a laser pistol. So just interesting. Very interesting. What's more interesting is that she had a letter from a member of the Inquisition. That doesn't happen very often, unless you...
None shall stand in my way.
With fire and vigor, our Emperor, imbue us!
Let the blood flow!
It'll go here. Actually, you know what? I'll go there. Idira... here. Argenta... Start. Wait here. How do I want to do this? Do this? Oh, damn. Okay. A little difficult. That's fine. We'll figure it out. You might hear my cat kind of bark. He doesn't really meow, but he has calmed down. He is no longer gonna go fight the stray that lives out back. We're gonna use me on Idira. He's an operative, so he has a higher crit chance just by default, so it'll be very useful. That works. Oh, I forgot to swap my weapon. There we go.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Okay, he's gonna go fight the stray again. Jones, will you leave Penelope alone? I may have named the stray out back Penelope. Don't judge me, okay? I love cats. And you know what? It's actually pretty good to have strays around. I mean, not for the bird population, but they've been eating, like, mice and stuff that they've been finding, which is pretty good. We're gonna try that. Well... Right.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
If he wasn't there, I could do the Zappy Zap, but Zappy Zap is not gonna be good. What? There we go. Analyze. The combat server is gonna take a second to take down. But I could do this. Yeah, he's gonna turn around and left, yeah.
Chaos guides me.
Melta's always incredibly cool. While we don't have anything like that like in reality, I think that's a good thing. I kill you if I hit my shot. We'll do this. And we'll do that. Just to give him a little bit more deflection. course. Okay, just in case.
Was that you? Or...
Yeah, he's gonna try to hit. Oh, or not, okay. That's actually huge. I'm gonna endure again. Swing. That's it. I too am gonna run up there. And swing on a hoe. Run into gun? No, but I also can't reload, so we will single shot. We are going to reload, and then run a gun. And this will give me 2 shots if I'm not mistaken. Okay, maybe not there. Here?
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury!
No, we're getting 1 shot. That's fine. We're gonna scream into his lobotomized brain. Oh. And now we get our ultimate abilities. Finest Hour, extra turn, full AP, and movement. Very nice. We're gonna do Commanding Voice. We're gonna do Thick Skin. We're gonna do... We will do instant exposure for now. Actually, hold on. Weak body, weak soul is also pretty good. Yeah, I'll do that. We will give her combat medicae. She is going to be one of my medics. So that's what we kind of want. Yeah. She's going to be a very aggro medic, but you know, sometimes you just gotta. Oh my god, so many las pistols. I'll put those all away. That's nice. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Who would benefit from that? Not me. What's your intelligence at? Also very low. +5 toughness? Do that. And we are about to reach the end of this episode. So if you guys have enjoyed this so far and want to see it more, I'm planning on doing this every Monday. So you just let me know. Let's try to hit, I don't know.
I won't tolerate weakness.
5 likes. 5 likes might be nice.
The first sacrifice opens the eye.
Bro, the noise that guy
The
made.
second sacrifice draws its gaze.
You are here. But where is the Lord Captain?
Xandra von Valancius is dead. I found her and the Arch-Militant in the study.
God Emperor preserve us. The rogue traitor is dead. The ship has lost her Lord Captain, and the house its head. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
The ship can still be steered out of the warp, but we must first restore communication between the bridge and the navigator's sanctum.
Then we have no right to bow our heads.
Voigtvir clearly in the blink of the bridge. The broken blade is holding faint dark drops at its feet. It seems to have a pearlescent glimmer in it.
We are out of time!
Edeltrad bites his knuckle, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the white of his eyes, and they begin to turn a sticky yellow. Voigtvir, you duplicitous cur! The rogue trader's death will be avenged.
What? Theodora is dead. No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't.
He stares at us in seemingly genuine bewilderment. So he didn't do it. And also, look at that pistol, bottom right. That is a needle pistol. He didn't kill them. Somebody else did, with an auto pistol.
The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm. And farewell.
Edeltrad, don't! Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
Also, that symbol on the ground is a symbol of... So that's... Alright, boss fight. We're gonna do this, and the episode will be over. You, get behind there. You, behind there. Abelard, you're gonna start... Actually, you know what? Argenta... Here. Xandra. Here. I kind of want almost everybody out in the open except for Idira. She really can't take a hit. At least the rest of us have like decent armor. Well, except for I'm wearing a fucking bodysuit, but you know. Okay.
Suits my purposes.
You're gonna do
all too easy.
We gotta take out these guys around here, because otherwise they are going to be a pain in the ass.
Nothing I can't do.
Dead. We're now gonna do it with you. Everybody has some deflection going on. Oh, you can't move up that far. That's fine. Take out one of them at the very least. Alright, actually, this is all we're gonna do with her. We're gonna get him up to like 10 or 20 analyses. That sucked. Okay, do a pew-pew. You are useless. Dude, hers are really annoying. God damn it, dude, she's prone? That sucks.
Victory is imminent. Follow my lead.
Gonna run up here. Maybe here? Depends. No, you should be able to, but you can't. Go here. A big trash ball. Okay, there's one more of them. Yeah. Endure.
Out of my way!
That's fine. Why am I bleeding? I mean, I know why, but why? Now your turn. To get some buffs. Will I have enough? Let's try to kill him first. And if that doesn't work, 30%, I have high ground. That should not be a 30% chance. That should not be 30%. That should be higher. 76. We'll be that. Bop. Oh, that's frustrating. Can't hit him, and I don't want to damage him too bad. So this kind of sucks. Not much else I can do though. Please keep missing. And maybe not all the time. This thing has an ability to eat the nearby, like, pads, and I don't want that to happen. Anyways. That's too risky. I really can't do that. We will move you here. And just bring you out to do those.
Death to the weak!
Yeah, you're gonna shoot me. And hit. Okay. Painful, but you know, I get it. I only have shot on one thing. God damn it. I need to heal Xandra. Run and gun. Just to get down here. Heal Xandra. Kill him. Okay, this is good. This is good. He's big glue on himself. I think. It was on himself, right? No, it was not on himself. Heal me again.
The pain will subside.
Okay. Now we gotta whack. Okay, the first one was a dodge. I was about to say, how did you miss that? Back out here. Scan his tuchus. It might be time. 15 plus 9 is 24. 24%. Dodge, parry, and armor. Do it. But that's right, it also deals damage a little bit. I once did, like, the reason I like that so much is that I once did, like, 100 damage doing that, because I just kept her in the back and had a bunch of other operatives scanning all the time. It was very nice. I don't even remember this kid. He's gonna heal himself, I think.
Oh, careful now.
Okay. Woo! From that angle, I should not be able to hit. Let's try with her auto pistol.
This is unacceptable.
If, you know, one of the rounds does hit, it's not as bad.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
Oh, okay, Xandra. Oh god, please don't die. Really quickly, does she have any medkits left? I don't think she does. Does it say? No, it doesn't. Hey bro, I need you to heal me. You can't. I can try my luck and run. I don't trust. Oh my god. 65%? That is a ballsy play. What is his accuracy? I don't think they listed that. I want her to win. God damn it. Okay. It's the first time I've played on this difficulty, and I'm allowed to, you know, fuck up a little bit. Oh, at least you hit a shot. Time to restart the grind.
At your beck and call.
Abelard is just every turn he's going to endure. We're gonna see if that works. God, I can't wait to get some of the other characters. Some of the other characters can literally revive you, and it's one of the best abilities in the game. 65%. Normally that's like guaranteed. Normally that is guaranteed damage. What do you mean? That should be guaranteed damage. Oh, bless me. Oh my god. I sneezed. I felt the Holy Lord moving through me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, man. Everything is like lower hit chance, and I don't know why. Is that just the difficulty? Because that sucks. Okay, we'll move you here. I don't understand how that's a higher percentage. God, I wish I had grenades. %. 3% chance to hit Abelard, but... Okay. 50 wounds. Yeah, that's extreme. Everybody's gonna bleed. Or not. And his booty cheeks. It's at 10, and stuff starts happening at, what, 15? Or did you summon a demon at 15? I think that's what that means. We can try? 10 to 24? Do it. I was very surprised that there was no veil degradation type stuff going on. Whack his booty cheeks. Yeah.
Rejoice in battle!
I'm doing some decent damage with the poison. That's just rude. Why you spit at me? Why you spit at me, stinky man? Oh. Wait. If I run up here, that's a 75% chance. That's pretty good. This might win me the fight. This might win me the fight. Do it. Golf clap. Gods, man. That really hurt. I have a... What's wrong with me? I have a broken arm. And I was prone. Okay, we're gonna loot. Blade shard. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. I might take it. I've never actually gotten the blade. I want more fellowship. Well, fellowship's at 50. I can put that off for a little bit. Willpower could go up. Do that. Better to die for the Emperor. That would have been nice to have, so we'll do that. Cautious disengage is also pretty good. Living shield? Oh, ramming speed is actually very good. Toughness, weapon skill. We'll give him weapon skill. You are getting better willpower. Well, actually, hold on. Perception. Perception would be nice. Why are you so dumb? Even at... You're an operative. Why are you so stupid? Okay, we'll fix that. We'll get pain channeling. Maybe. Nah, we'll get advice and guidance. And then once I can get a force weapon, we'll get Blade of Light. Yeah, we can't get Psyker Minoris yet. Willpower? We'll do strength. We are going to pump your strength. You gonna be strong lady. Muzzle velocity? Hold on. Ooh, wait. Litany of Hatred. Yes. Okay.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
Old man, he was never going to make it. He was mutating right in front of us. You just ended his suffering sooner.
Rivor, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal. Living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping from the warp. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
I'm ready. I'm just imagining my character, like, cradling her arm. Like, ouch. Maybe it's the robot arm that's broken. I'm okay with that. In the portrait, she has a robot arm. The image before you was hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing, while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire, the other, a vessel of ancient evil, pours into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears. And this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp.
Mortal, who are you to oppose the very flows of fate? It matters not. Your footfalls are an echo of the sand pouring between the scales. Your hopes and faith are my mockery.
The vision lowers its head, its harrowing gaze glowing. And for a moment, something changes in Theodora's expression. It almost looks like a shadow of fear. We did steal our... Yeah, we did do that. I have already resisted the temptation of the warp once. Whatever you are, you will not cloud my mind. You will do.
Resisting the inevitable means only that realization and submission will bring greater torment. There is no power that can hinder the flows of fate.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Your head begins to spin, and viscous drops slither down your cheeks. You blink, and you are no longer looking at Theodora. It is the traitor, Voigtvir, just as fluid and ephemeral as the previous apparition. The same terrifying voice, seethes from his lips.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
A cavalcade of hazy glimpses of a future yet unknown passes before your eyes. A flash of crimson, purple. Images replace one another in a violent kaleidoscope without ever letting you get a proper look at them. Through the ripple mirage, you see a twisted image of Abelard, the loyal Seneschal.
Seneschal? The Navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty.
It takes time for Abelard to respond. You watch as he grits his teeth, unable to bring himself to say anything. Finally, he adjusts his blood-stained coat, straightens, and begins to speak.
By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision.
After waiting out the first wave of shocked cries, Abelard glances at you and continues.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lady. It is because of her toils that we all still live.
Abelard stops short and glares fiercely at the confused officers.
The deed is done, mistress. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
He turns to you, and he looks at least half a decade older.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained. For the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. To hang the ancestral banners once again and exact vengeance on the enemies of House von Valancius and humanity.
And I wanted to... we're going to pause there. I wanted to thank you all for tuning in to this episode of... is it playing again in the background? That's wild. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will continue this on... next Monday. Be sure to tune in, leave a like, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.